Okay, this video is going to be endocrine system. So endocrine system is a hormone system. So it's still the same in a way to the nervous system because first of all, they're both part of regulation. So yeah, here it's also very much the same because chemicals will bind to receptors of a different cell. Same thing that happens in a nervous system. So yeah, there's obviously differences. Like I already said differences in the nervous system video. So yeah. Okay. So we're going to be talking about two kingdoms. We're talking about plants and we're going to be talking about animals. So for plants, when anything happens to a plant, like growth, ripening, falling off the tree, etc., it's going to be caused by the endocrine system. Tropism is the direction of growth that a plant will grow. Yeah. So phototropism is movement of plant towards light. It's controlled by hormones called auxin, and I'm going to discuss that when we talk about auxin. Hydrotropism is the movement of growth towards water. Geotropism is growth towards gravity. So either like roots towards gravity or the stem towards gravity. Yeah. Okay. Hormones in plants are made in the apex of the stem and the apex of the root. It's not like made all over. That's why you only really see plants growing up or plants plants either growing from the top or plants going from the bottom. It's not like humans where we grow we'll just grow like here, or whatever. I'm just giving an example. Like they don't grow from the middle. They grow either from the top or the bottom because that's where their hormones are made. There's two groups of hormones for plants. There's stimulatory and inhibitory. Stimulatory is causing growth to go faster, and inhibitory is causing growth to go slower. So an example of stimulatory is auxin. It causes an increase in cell division and cell elongation, causing it to go faster. So phototropism, which is growth towards light, is controlled by auxin, like we said before. So how? Basically, the sun breaks up auxins, okay? So let's say, I had a voice crack. So let's say auxins are made in the night. When the morning comes, the side of the plant that is facing the sun, those auxins get broken down. So the other side, let's say the shady side, like that's it, this is the sun, whatever, that didn't really help. The sun is going to break up the auxins here. So on this side, there's not going to be any more auxins. So here, there's going to be way more auxins than here. So the shady side has more auxins now than the sunny side. Therefore, the shady side is going to grow much quicker because it has more auxins. So it's going to go like this. When one side, here is the shady side, is longer, automatically the tree or plant will bend towards the shorter side because that's just how it works. So it'll be bending towards the sun, all in all. So that was kind of like the process of how it happens, but all in all, it's going to be bending towards the sun. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, now, so that was stimulatory hormone for a plant, and we talked about auxin, and now we're talking about an inhibitory hormone for a plant, which we're going to talk about ethylene. Ethylene is involved in the ripening of fruit on the tree. As a fruit ripens, the area that is holding onto the tree stops growing, and it deadens, and it falls out. This is like, she kind of just rambled about fruit. It doesn't really have to do with hormones, so I'm just going to say that really quickly. All the rambling stuff I'm going to say, it doesn't really have to do with the hormone, or chances are it's not going to be in the test, but I'll just go through it. So if you eat an apple, you won't digest the seeds, and it'll come out in your feces, and it'll go into the ground when you poop it out, and it'll grow a new tree. The seeds are the sperm and the egg combined. Another thing she said is that ethylene is a gas that evaporates into the air. So if you have a rotten fruit, ethylene is evaporating out of it, and fruit nearby will rot too because the ethylene got to the fruit nearby. So if you take this is something else that she said. If you take a fruit off of the tree too early, like it's not ripe yet, it's not getting any more sugar because the fruit gets sugar from the leaves. The leaves do photosynthesis, which makes glucose. So the longer you leave the fruit on the tree, you let it ripe more. If you let it ripe really while it's on the tree, it'll be sweeter. Supermarkets, however, take them off a lot before the fruit ripens, and then they'll just spray ethylene on it to make it ripe, but it's just not as sweet because it doesn't have its good amount of glucose. Okay, Now we're going to be talking about animal kingdom. That was all plant kingdom. Now we're talking about animal kingdom. Actually, I'll make a new video on it. Okay, so that's this plant video.